Hi Bellas, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Annabelle Onyekachi. Just in case this is the first time you're seeing my face or stumbling on my channel, welcome, and please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a quick story time because it's been like 3 weeks since I posted a video on my channel and there are like a whole lot of things behind it. So that's what I'm about to tell you in this video. All right, so don't go anywhere and stick along with me. On the 29th precisely, I was heading to Ibadan. I took 2 weeks off work to relax, refresh, and fatten up a bit because I was obviously losing like a whole lot of weight and I wasn't resting well. Basically, I just wanted to get out from Abuja and breathe fresh air, stay away from work and anything work in general. So yeah, on the 29th, I traveled to Ibadan. And now as a content creator, you're practically vlogging anything, like subconsciously just vlogging anything. So I vlogged my trip to the airport until I got to the airport. Scanning rather, I put my luggage for scanning. And then when I was about to pick up my phone, it tripped and fell on the rail. Like face down on the rail. So my heart had obviously jumped into my mouth, but I'm like, breathe, be positive, just breathe. So I took my phone and I checked the screen. I'm like, oh my god, it's a crack. There was obviously a crack, right? And then when I tried to unlock my phone, I couldn't put my password. Aww. As at the time, my password was 4321. Basically all the numbers on the top, and I couldn't dial nothing. So from the middle of my screen to the top part of my phone, nothing was working. Like I couldn't touch nothing, but the lower part was working, and I'm like, what am I going to do? I was in shock, I was sad, I was devastated, I was confused majorly. My flight booking was on my Gmail, or was in my Gmail. My friend's number, obviously, like I said earlier, I was coming to Ibadan to stay with my friend, my best friend, because I've not seen her in a long time, right? My best friend's number was still in my contact, her dad's number in my contact. I couldn't call anybody because I cannot unlock my phone, right? And I was just there like, what am I going to do now? What's next? I was panicking, I wasn't thinking. Thankfully, a friend of mine that took me to the airport was still there because I begged him that, oh, please stay, don't yet go until I'm done, checking in my luggage and I leave, then you can go. So thankfully he was still there, and then because of the way I was panicking, I couldn't do nothing. So at this time he was thinking for me. He's like, do you have your best friend's number on your head? Do you have her father's number? Basically just asking me questions. I'm like, I don't have anything right now. I can't think. I don't have nothing. I was just angry and being paranoid. He now called my aunt to get my best friend's number. So after doing that, yeah, he called my best friend and she's like, hello, who is this and all that. So he explained himself, introduced himself and all of that. So he gave me the phone. I'm like, yo, BK, this is what's going on. And I don't know what to do. And she's like, hold on, let me speak to daddy. So she spoke to her father because a man was supposed to come and pick me up from the airport in Lagos. But I don't, this man's number, I just got it like the night before and I not even saved it. It was still in my messages. And I was just lost. So she spoke to her dad. Eventually, I explained that I could only pick calls. I can't call anybody, right? And then the father was like, okay, no problem. So I'm going to give this man your number. He's going to be calling you, this one, that one. I'm like, okay, thank you very much. So that was sorted out. I just like wrote the man's number somewhere eventually when he called the number for me. So that was sorted out to an extent. But I'm like, what happens to my flight booking? Because I booked online. Like on the 3rd or on the 8th day of July, I'd booked online for July ending rather. I'm like, what's going to happen? And then I was just standing there very confused and perplexed, and I saw one of the officials that works with Ibom Air. Mind you, I was flying with Ibom Air, so I went to him. I'm like, hi, good afternoon, good morning at the time, sorry. good morning, this is what's going on and I don't know what to do. Is there a way that you can help me? So he's like, as long as you have your ID card with you, that will be sorted out. My mind came down. So I went to the counter where I was going to go and get my flight ticket. I told the woman that, oh, CCO, this was going on. And she's like, do you have your ID card? I said, yes. I gave it to her. So she checked their system. Thank God for technology, because I don't know what I would have done. So she checked their system and she had all my details, and then she gave me my flight tickets. One down, another to go. I weighed my bag and everything. In my mind, I was still praying, oh God, let this bag not be more than 23 kg, because I don't get extra money on my hand. For that particular reason, I didn't budget for it. I just felt like, you'll be good. So where I was there, the guy weighed my luggage. It wasn't even up to 23. It wasn't even up to 20. I think it was like 16. And I go, thankfully. And then we took my bag, went to check it in. I was still panicking. I'm like, this man's number now that I have, I'm still supposed to call him when I get to the airport. When I get to Lagos airport rather, how am I going to do it? Because I cannot place a call through to anybody. You only have to be calling me. So eventually my friend left. I was waiting for my flight to be called, and then I boarded. On boarding, my friend's dad had called me when I was in the aircraft. Like, it was so timely. And then my friend had told me that, don't worry, I'll be calling you like, okay, no, before this time, I'd not even spoken to her. The first time we spoke, I sorted out everything. So my friend's dad called me and he's like, Annabelle, so where are you now? I said, sir, I've boarded already, but there are still like some other people are still coming in. I was not left. So he said, okay, that he was going to still call the man to let him know, right, that, oh, make sure you still call her because she cannot call you. So just after I dropped the call with my friend's dad, I had to obviously look for somebody. Like, I was hoping that I was going to ask my seat partner rather to use his or her phone to call the man who was supposed to pick me up from Lagos, because he told me initially, that was before I boarded, that once you board, try to get somebody's phone to call me so that I know you have boarded and I can monitor like your aircraft when it lands. I said, okay, sir. So in my head, I'm like, me that don't want to tell anybody like what's going on, so they don't, take advantage of the situation. How am I supposed to call this man? So 2 minutes after I boarded the aircraft, people were still coming on board, and I'm like, Annabelle, find a way out, because then I didn't have a seat partner. I still didn't have a seat partner. I don't know that. I didn't know what I was even going to have at all, right? I turned to him. I'm like, hi, good morning. Please, can I make use of your phone to call someone that's supposed to pick me up from Lagos? And the man said no. My heart was beating pretty fast. And I'm like, sir, I really need your help. At this time, in my head, I'm like, the violent takes it by force. Because that was the only way out. I didn't want to stand up from my seat to go and meet somebody else or do anything, because I didn't have a seat partner. So I now had to show him my phone, explain to him that this is the situation at hand. And I'm not precisely going to Lagos. I'm just stopping off at Lagos. I'm still going somewhere else, right? And I totally understand the angle this man was coming from, because they're like, the insecurity in Nigeria is pretty high. And if you're not very conscious of what you're doing, anybody could take advantage of you being nice to them. So I understood, but still, like, I'm like, oh God, look at my face. I cannot do anything to you. He's like, who do you want to call? I told him the man's name. I told him that he's an officer, basically for him to feel comfortable. And truly, the person who's coming to pick me up is an officer. So he said, okay, call the man's number. I called the person's number. He dialed it by himself and put the phone on loudspeaker. That's how the man picked. And I'm like, hi, sir. My name is Annabelle. You said I should let you know when I board and everything. He said, okay, no problem. That he would monitor my aircraft. I said, no issue. And I gave him my phone and told him thank you. Like, I was sincerely grateful, because even if it's me, I know that he probably would have done what he right. So that was it. And then I got to Lagos. I got to Lagos even more before the time like the airline had predicted that they were going to land, because they said 10:05 or 10:15 thereabouts, but it landed by exactly 10 o'clock. Through this time, right, I could access my camera, because there's something about iPhone. Once you swipe to the left or to the right, you can either access your camera or it comes down to you unlocking your phone. I obviously could not unlock my phone, but I could still use my camera. So I was vlogging all through, despite the fact that my screen was bad. Long story cut short, my friend came to pick me. We got to the house. The next day, I said we're going to go and fix my phone. But before that day came, my phone started to run mad on its own. It was attempting to put password and everything, and my screen locked. So now that my screen locked, it says I should connect to iTunes to unlock it. I'm like, okay, before we do anything, let's fix my phone. Let's fix this. After fixing my screen, the guy said, auntie, you go flash this phone no, because you no go feel unlock am. Based on the fact that I'm in IB, I felt like, you don't know what you're saying. Give me my phone. I'm going to fix it by myself. I collected my phone to go and fix it at home because there's like a laptop and you can do all of those stuff now. Just follow the instructions. That's how we wasted a whole, only God knows how many gig. Wasted, nothing was done. Now I got to Ibadan on Thursday. Attempted to change my screen on Friday. Attempted to unlock my phone that same Friday night. I did not work. Saturday, we still tried again, but my cord was touching. So we changed cords and it was still touching. We're like, okay, let's still have faith. We're still going to unlock it. Monday morning, came to check the phone. It was still the same way it was. And now we're like, go front, go back. There's no solution. We have to flash this phone. There was no even problem to flash the phone, right? The problem was now going back to that same guy that said, auntie, no way will you go, guys, flash this phone. So it was like taking a walk of shame to him and saying, just help me to flash it. How it does? My mind did not carry me to go and say, bros, no vex, I beg, just let me flash this phone because you go still pay another money. Do you understand? If I just let him flash it that day, it would have just been with the fact that, we changed the screen or something. Wow. It wasn't funny. So I was without a phone from Thursday to Monday. And then I just went to tell my friend's mom, Mom, this was going on and that this one needs to be flashed. She now said I should give it to her driver, that he will go and do it. And now I told this man and he was expecting to follow him. And me, that I've thought of the fact that I'm not going to go back there. I'm too proud to go back to the guy and say, please just help me to flash the phone, even after he warned me. So I now told him that you're going to, Mommy said I should give you the phone or that you should please give them to flash it. And I said, are you not coming with me? I said, no, I'm not coming with you. She said I should give you. But really, what could have stopped me from going with him? Eventually, I gave him my phone, and then because he was busy, he got back like in the evening, and my phone was flashed. That's how I lost all the content I had in store for Annabelle's Corner. I lost like literally everything. And then because my iCloud drive was full, I lost some things I had not saved up about from 2 months ago. Just a few I still had on my phone, but that did not include the content I was done editing with. So I'm like, yo, where do I start from? So I practically had to start recording all over again. Even the ones I made like in the airport, I lost them. So right about now, this was what I went through for almost a week, which is why you haven't seen any content. So I tried to like record more again, like record my stay here, and all the flex and all the enjoyment and all the relaxing that we've been doing. So from now henceforth, you're going to see subsequent videos of my stay in Ibadan, because it's gradually coming to an end, and to be honest, I'm sad about it, but I have to face reality and do what I have to do. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't, still give it a thumbs up. But most importantly, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time I have a new video up on my channel. You definitely get to be the first to know before others that haven't clicked on the notification bell. You feel me? Right? So thank you, and see you in my next one. Bye guys.